Okay. Snap back, reclaiming your body, your mind, and life after childbirth. I have read this book, and this is a book I'll recommend to every woman. I intentionally did not say mom because some of us act like one day I'm not going to become a mom. This is a book
Mm.
you need to read before you become a mom. Immediately you become a mom, and maybe like 3 months or even a month after postpartum. And I'm serious, I don't mean that just to say it lightly. You see, while I mean, before we started recording, I was going through the pieces of this book again, and I appreciated the book so much more. Just like Pastor La just said in the foreword, this book answers all your questions, all your concerns, your reality. When I was reading the book, I was like, can I buy 100 copy of this book and just share it? Like, that's how much I really, really, really want people to read this book. And thank you for making our time. I mean, having the author on, on our platform talk to us directly about this book is an access I don't take for granted. So thank you so
My
much for
pleasure.
doing this,
Thank you
with
for having
us.
me.
So can you just take a moment to please introduce yourself?
My name is Oluwaseun Usidamen. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Okay, so my name is Joyce Adegoke. Um, I married I like to say I married my teenage best friend because we've known each other for that long. Yes.
Oh, really? I didn't
Fun
know
fact.
that.
Yes. I met him when I was
Wow.
16 and he was 18. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
Sorry, at what age did you guys date? And you guys were dating from that moment, or you
No,
just
no,
knew
no, we
each
didn't
other
date. We
since
were
that
just
time?
friends. We didn't date at all. We met in a
Wow.
choir, school choir. So we're just friends. I sang tenor at the time. So I was one of the very few tenor sisters. So we were just friends. We were friends up until almost 10 years later. Almost 10 years
Wow.
later when we got married. But we started dating 5 years after we met. 4 to 5 years actually after we met. But before then, we were just friends. We were not just friends like both of us. We were friends like in a clique of other friends, of other
Yeah.
boys and girls. So we're like 5 to 7 of us. We're still friends till today. Both of us got married.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's such a beautiful story. I mean, I'm almost tempted to digress a bit, but I'll not hear about relationships. So, so okay. I mean, please, you can go on, but that's a very beautiful story.
Okay. So we have a daughter now.
Hmm.
So you can imagine she's also like all five of us' daughter. She was like the first child.
So
And we
sorry. Are those the friends you were talking about in the book?
no, no, no. Some
Lesson.
of them,
Okay. No.
some
Okay.
of them. So
Okay.
yeah, some of
Okay.
them, yes, but not just them.
Oh.
Some of
I
them,
was
yes.
I was like, ah God, this kind of friends. When you're like, oh, your friends will come over, sleep over, help you with your
Yes,
daughter. I was like, this is
yes.
so
I mean, my
beautiful.
husband and I
I want to
traveled.
be that kind of friend. Don't
Yes,
even,
my husband and I
looking
traveled
for
just
friends
last week.
like that.
I'm telling you,
Hmm.
my husband and I traveled just last weekend, and she was with my friends. She was with Blessing and Toby. They split the day. So Blessing had her for 2 days. Toby had her for 2 days. Toby was one of those five, of us that have been friends for
Yeah.
that long. Yes. Toby was one
Wow.
of the first people to carry Marvel ever. Like I was being stitched in the labor room and I opened my eye and I saw her. I don't even know how she got there because I didn't remember telling anybody I was in labor when I was in labor. So yes,
Wow.
that's another thing about me. I'm so big on friendships. I'm so big on my human relations.
Hmm.
People around me matter to me so much. I am also
Hmm.
a businesswoman. I run several businesses, including recently becoming an author and also running Indulge for women. Recently, I
Wow.
do
Yeah.
brunches for women, experiences for mothers. I bring them out of that motherhood, what's it called, circle, and just give them a breather. I really love to do that. Then I'm a pastor. I pastor with my spiritual father at Celebration Church. It's one of the biggest honors of my life. And so, yes, that's about me.
Wow, it's so beautiful. I saw the event you had for mothers, and I saw like the special photos you did for pregnant women, and I'm like, wow, like it's really beautiful, honestly, taking our time to do that. And again, I'm really honored to,
My pleasure.
have you here with us.
My
And
pleasure.
I mean, before we go into the book, because I'm like, why did you want to write a book? I mean, everybody experiences motherhood, but what was it about you that you were like, no, this has to be written. People have to know this. What happened? Just please tell us about that.
So let me start from what you said. Everybody experiences motherhood. And I feel
Hmm.
like that was my biggest shocker because for something that is so common, There's not enough information about it. And that was my major motivation
Yeah.
to make maternal stories more
Mm.
mainstream. And
Yeah.
because of how I've always been a child person, I've always been a children's person, I've always been around children. I'm not a firstborn, but I'm that third born that has firstborn experience because of who my mother is. She was that of person
Wow.
who, and I spent most of my time with her. So she was that person who will, somebody gave birth, she's the person they are calling, she's doing this, she's telling me to put yam on fire, it's time to make pepper soup. And I spent most of my time with her. So I was always around mothers, new moms, postpartum moms, pregnant women, children, babies, toddlers. And for someone who
Wow.
had as much experience as me, I was still shocked. I was still very shocked. And I'm like, I was shocked when I was pregnant, and then when I was done being pregnant, I was like, okay, having a baby is having a baby. I was shocked
Mm.
with postpartum. Omugo shocked me. So many things were just shocking
Mm.
me. And and because of that, I now wondered what of the people who did not have as much experience? What of people whose first
Mm.
experience as being moms is their own child? Or first
Yeah.
encounter of someone in postpartum is themselves? Do you
Yeah.
understand? Why?
Yeah.
What of people like that? I mean, I had some information. A lot of things that I even wrote in my book were knowledge that I've gotten passed down over the years from mothers, mentors, big sisters, my own mother, people that I have spent time with that made my own time easier. I was even sane enough to
Mm.
write a book. However, what of other people who did not have any experience at all? That was my biggest motivation to
Yeah.
add my voice to say, you know what? We can know more about it. The fact that people are existing, working on the earth, are, is testament to the fact that somebody went through pregnancy and postpartum. And for
Yeah.
something as common
Yeah.
as that, there's not enough information.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I like how you said, because I'm like one of the people you wrote the book for. My first experience with a child was my daughter. And I
Wow.
remember, because I mean, when I had my daughter, she had jaundice, right? And she had to be admitted for some days. And I would see the nurses take care of her. And I was so lost. And I was like, can you guys come and move with me for a while and just help me? Because I remember when I had my baby, it took I think about a day or two before my mom could come and join me, and I didn't know how to change a diaper. Right,
Hmm.
I was all alone. I
Wow.
remember crying. I remember calling my mom,
Oh no.
crying, telling her that she should hurry, she should come. So I mean, I can, and that's the beautiful thing about it. That's the reality, that even you that had so much experience, it was still a shock,
Yes.
right? Because I remember when I had my baby and I had to go through that huge change. It was really difficult, because you, in the movies, in the books, you have another expectation. You're like,
Yes.
what's going on?
I'm telling you, you're waiting to be done being pregnant so that you can move on with your life. But you realize that there's no
Yeah,
moving on with your life. It's a whole new world after the
yeah,
baby comes.
yeah,
It's a whole new world.
yeah. It is, and that's why honestly this book is so important, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like knowledge before you go into it helps you. It kind of,
Absolutely.
you know what to expect, and then when you
Absolutely.
are then in it, you can go back to the book and, okay, now I'm in this particular problem. Okay, this is how I can overcome it. This is how I can handle it better. It honestly,
I'm telling you,
please,
I'm a big
I
advocate for motherhood classes. I feel like we should have motherhood classes. I'm a big advocate for
thank
it.
you,
And I had one. I
thank
actually did
you.
register for one, but it was rubbish. Like it was whack. It was a paid class, and
Wow,
what she did was make me feel more income. She just
can
kept
you
saying, you know, all
imagine?
those classes that you pay, like, it's almost free so that you can pay for the bigger class.
Hmm,
And so the bigger,
hmm,
she just kept saying, you will drown your baby if you don't register for my class. You're
Jesus.
about to give birth, you have not washed all your curtains. Your baby will die of nasal congestion. I was
Uh-uh.
just like, are you helping me? Or, I mean, she was trying to sell a class, but she did not have to do it in a way that would make me feel
Yeah,
like
that
she's
way.
totally incompetent and not ready. So, I mean, going forward, I see that yes, it's actually important to get some training, and the right type of
Yeah,
training is important, 100%. I
yeah.
mean, I told one of my mentors about that class, and she just told me, no more classes. Mm-mm, no more classes.
Yeah,
No more classes.
I agree.
I'm sure you'll be fine. If you have any questions, call me. No more classes because I was done with that class. I was so depressed. Am I bringing
As
a child into
in,
this world to die?
wow, can you
But I'm a big
imagine?
advocate of the right type of information before you have it. Yes and yes.
Yeah, Yes, and with you on that. Okay, so I'd like for us to go into the book because I'm sure that one's watching this video and they're like, how do I? So I'm not going to give you all the teas because you need to buy this book yourself. This book is,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not something we can just talk about in this video, but I want to give an idea of what to expect. I know you broke it down into, your spirit, your
Mhm.
soul, and your body, but I like to start with the soul because we all kind of see the spirit. You are struggling your devotional life, it's difficult to go to church. We all see the body, you've added weight, you are breastfeeding, but I feel like the soul is like 60% and then spirit and body gets like 20 20%,
I'm telling
and
you.
nobody sees the soul.
Yes, and you see, it's like the largest part of the book. I just kept writing. There was so much to.
Yes. So I want you to just speak about what it's like, reclaiming, and I love how you define reclaim because some people think it is going back to who you were. No, it's an evolving. So how do I evolve when it relates to my soul, my mind? Please talk to us a bit about that.
I think the very first step to understanding your soul and evolving from that moment, reclaiming it, is understanding that it's new. I often say
Hmm.
that I often say that pregnancy and motherhood is like being hit by a car. If you've not been hit by a car before,
Hmm.
you cannot understand it. And I'm not even saying
Yeah.
that it's bad. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad,
Yes.
but I'm just saying that
Mm-hmm.
if you've not gone through it before, if you see somebody that's just been hit by a car, you cannot say, I know how you feel. You can't. You can't say
Yeah.
that because you've not gone through it. So it's just understanding that it's new is so important.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
just accepting that where I am, I've not been here before. And so it's okay to be
Yeah.
surprised. It's okay to not understand
Yeah.
how I'm feeling. It's okay to not even have the
Yeah.
words to express how I'm feeling right now because I've not been here before. I absolutely had to
Mm-hmm.
learn new vocabulary to understand that before I had a baby, I never understood what it meant to say I'm currently overstimulated. But now,
Hmm.
in the middle of the day,
You
I can say
understand?
I'm overstimulated. Yes, because but I never used that as a verb to express how I felt before I had a child. So just
Yeah.
understanding that this is new, the vocabulary I'm going to use is new, the feelings I'm going to feel are new. And
Yeah.
who I am mentally, inside, internally is new. I'm going to probably need
Yeah.
new friends. I'm probably even going to have to change my
Mm,
job. My career might change.
mm,
Just understanding the
mm.
newness and accepting it as a good thing is the very first step to claiming your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going forward from there, you can now begin to understand this new season. Again, knowledge. What
Hmm.
do I need to, what vocabulary do I need to, how am I really feeling right now? And how best can I
Yeah.
express it to my partner or to the people around me? How to help me? What are the
Yeah.
things that I need to change? How can I accept this change happily? Those are some of the things
Yeah.
that you need to be comfortable
Look
with.
into.
How can I navigate my friendships now? How can I navigate my relationship
Yeah.
with my
True.
husband now? Just going for knowledge after that. And then being happy in your new season is what I'll say lastly when it comes to your soul. Being happy in your new season. Because
Yeah.
if you're not happy, chances are it's going to tell in the way you treat your husband. It's going to tell in the way you treat your
Yeah.
children. It's just going to
Yeah.
tell in everything that you do and who you are in this new phase. So after
Yeah.
acceptance and after going for knowledge, find happiness. Find happiness.
Hmm. Hmm. Thank you so much for that. I think I
Mhm.
love how you broke it down, acceptance, knowledge. Because I think for me, I keep telling, if someone asks me, what was your biggest struggle as a mother? I think I'll say accepting that change. I feel like if I'd accepted it from the beginning, like, okay, your life has changed. This is
Simple.
it. Move on.
Simple.
Because for a very long time, I was waiting for going back to the way I used to sleep, having
Mhm.
my time, like how people say, snapping back, thinking
That
the
sleep
snap back
part.
was to go back. Right? No, relationships has changed. My husband and I, like, in your mind, when you marry your partner, they're a kind person, they
Mhm.
love you. So you have an expectation of how both of you will navigate that phase. But in reality, the navigation is so different.
It's different. It's absolutely
It's so
different. And then
different.
it's even more different when
Yeah.
the child is on board. It's so different.
Hmm.
So different.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
different.
And I
Yeah.
love how even in like see the way I talk about this book, people would think Pastor Joyce paid me to talk about her book. I assure you. I saw this book, I was scrolling on Instagram, I saw the book, I bought it. Like I finished this book in a short period of time because I wanted to talk to you. So I'm not and I'm saying this because I get the struggle. Like, it is so real.
It's a
And
real
when you
thing.
find something that can help you, it's like maybe you have a friend that's been trying to relocate, looking for the right answers, and then you finally find it. There's the eagerness to come on, I found the solution, I found what will help you, and that's how I felt, about this book. I love that because a lot of these things, like I said, she spoke in detail about it. Your relationship, see, your book even inspired me to do a content. You know how most times you start fighting with your partner when you start about, oh, you didn't change the bottle properly, you didn't wake up in the night. Like, why are you fighting? And it's so true because we all had that fight,
And it's not
right?
wrong to you. And that's why I think we should talk more. Because by the time you start talking,
Yeah.
you realize that I'm not the only one. I went for a baby shower recently. And when I was, they were talking, they asked me to say something to the new woman. I was talking about how one of the biggest advice I would give is to remember that your partner is a new dad too. And
Hmm.
immediately I said it, the response, I said, remember when he's not waking up in the night like he's a new dad. Remember when
Hmm.
he's not changing the diaper well. Somebody said her son is almost 2 and her husband still wears him the diaper back to front. See, you are not alone. She said she just got tired and she was like, see, they actually, those diaper pants, they actually right front.
Yes. Wow.
It's not alien to you, right? And another
Hmm.
advice I would even give young women is let it be. It doesn't have to be perfect to be good.
Thank you.
It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be perfect to be good. If you have a willing partner that's willing to help, let him let him
Let him
help.
help.
It may not
Yeah.
be perfect, but celebrate the little
Yeah.
wins and they'll really push you
Yeah.
to learn more. I mean, I didn't plan to say this, but I'm sure it's for somebody. If you celebrate the little wins, they'll be open to learning more. But if every single time they want to change diaper, they're too slow. Maybe they're too slow and you feel
Hmm.
like the baby will catch a cold, you're really rushing in. You're
Hmm.
sending signals that he doesn't need to help, he doesn't need to help, you've got this. So don't be surprised when your child is a toddler and he's keeping to himself, he's not helping. You've not given
True.
him enough
True.
ability to take the reins. Do you get? So
True.
in the little things, you have to be open to saying, do it as imperfectly as you can do it. The fact that you're doing it, you're a present father is what matters. If you can, when the opportunity arises, you can correct. But don't now make it a
Yeah.
master class.
A
Don't now make it,
habit.
yes,
Yeah.
don't make it a learning phase. Just give him
Yeah.
the opportunity and the chance to be a dad. If not, you will look for it
Yeah.
one day and he'll be so used to being sidelined. And it's difficult
Yeah.
to bring him like into the picture.
Yeah. Ah, like, see, is as a mother that this thing you're saying really touching because the way you're saying it is really because it's really a real, and I think another thing that helped me, especially with my partner, is to understand that he loves that child just as much as I do. So even if his
That's
method, his
golden.
approach may not align, it doesn't mean like it doesn't mean harm. He's not trying to kill the
Doesn't
child.
mean
He's not trying
harm.
to harm her.
It doesn't
Right? He
mean
also
harm.
wants the best for her. So even
Yes.
when maybe what he's doing, I don't necessarily agree with it. Is your child like I beg both of you be all right?
You get. See, just be okay with the imperfection. And as far as you're getting help, just be okay with the imperfection. And especially because see if you're getting help from your spouse, because nobody else will love that child almost as much as you do. I'm saying almost as much because as mothers, we haven't carried the child. We feel like we have a special place in the child's heart. So let me just use almost as much as you, like the dad. And that's one
Hmm.
person that he would give his life for that child. So if it's not perfect, leave
Yes.
it as it is.
Yeah.
Leave it as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I'm about to ask a question that I didn't plan on asking, but for some reason it came to my mind as you were
Okay.
talking. And what would you say is the importance of community, right? Because I'm like looking at both of us talk. This almost feels like a video call. Like I'm like, hello, Pastor, just come and say what is good. That's how I feel like. And like women need to understand that you need help, you need support. So, what is the importance of getting the right community in your motherhood journey? Please speak
Mm.
to that.
I think that I talk about this also, and I
Hmm.
talk about
Yeah.
even how to honor your community. Like
Hmm.
how if you say I'm coming back in 2 hours, please come back in 2 hours because only a mother will understand how stressful it is to take care of a child. And like I said, my
Yeah.
husband and I were away from middle of last week to the end of the week. We're away for about 4 to 5 days, and my friends
Hmm.
took care of my daughter because it was a family event. So my mom was busy, my siblings were busy. I had nowhere else to keep her. She stayed with my friends.
Wow.
And I mean, one of them is married, the other person is not. But if I had, thrown away my single friends when I got married, who is going
Hmm.
to help me? Is it my fellow married friends that are also struggling with their being first time moms that are going to help me? Do you get, for someone like me, I
Yeah.
don't have a younger sister, right?
Hmm.
When people maybe like firstborns or secondborns, when they are, I still, I'm struggling with my own being a first time mom, but I still take care of my elder sister's daughter. Do you get?
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
it's my job, it's my automatic job description as a younger sister. When I was
Yeah.
pregnant, I have pictures of being 8 months pregnant, 9 months pregnant. I'm babysitting my sister's 2 months old, 3 months old. Do you get?
Wow.
Because being a
Mm-hmm.
younger sister and being an involved auntie, it just kind of comes on you, right? At least it came on me. Like I started
Yeah.
with the fact that I was always around pregnant women and nothing, but
Yeah.
I found out I was pregnant babysitting my sister's newborn that night,
Are you
3 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. in the morning, I was babysitting her child so she could sleep. And I just peed on the stick and saw 2 lines. Eh?
Wow. Oh my
I'm telling you. So, like,
God.
for me, I don't have a younger sister that I can order and say, oh yeah, come and carry this stuff because I'm tired. But, like I said, my friends, oh my God, oh my goodness,
Wow. So beautiful.
oh my goodness, they come through for me. I mean, they give my daughter sugar, but like I said, it does not have to be perfect. As far as she's their
Yeah.
problem for the night.
Anything you want to see with that one, just collect.
Do you get? I remember I video called them at some point. It was about 8 p.m. and they were in ShopRite buying ice cream. I said by 8 p.m. bedtime is 9 o'clock. How are you going to do with the sugar rush? But what's my business? She's not my problem. But it's so important. And it's so important to choose the right friends because why would you have community that you can't trust? I
Yeah.
mean, they were good for you when you were single, when you guys were
Mm-hmm.
enjoying life. But now that you really need people who are godly, who
Yeah.
understand family and Christian values, you don't have anybody around
Yes.
you. So, as a single
Hmm.
person, it's the time to start choosing good friends, godly friends.
Yeah.
I say something in my
Yeah.
book as the criteria for leaving your child, like being able to trust your child with somebody. And it's two things. As far as person fears God and loves your child,
Yeah.
fears God
Yeah.
and loves your child. And then the third one is that they would listen to you. Like if you give them, if you say, okay, this is how I want to do, this is how I want to do, they will listen to you.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what you need. They fear God, they love your child, and they are open to your values, your instructions. For example, when I left my daughter, we had like a whole Google Docs SOP, wake up time, bathing this, bathing that, because structure has always helped me, this motherhood. Fun fact, I
Hmm.
was never really a structured person before I became a mom. But now my
Wow.
daughter has a whole SOP. She has a whole
Routine.
document. Yeah, she has a whole routine.
Wow.
It's time for that. So I shared it with them and they followed it to the T. Like wherever I was, I
Wow.
knew what she ate for lunch. I knew what she ate for breakfast. I knew what she had for this. I knew what she had
Wow.
for snack. Do you get? Because while we are friends, we have mutual honor for each other. Like if she tells me now,
Hmm.
this is how I want, maybe if she has an event, for example, and that's the thing, the Bible says submitting yourself one to another. This is the type of friend.
Yeah.
If my friend is doing an event now, I will wear the volunteers t-shirt and whatever she asks me to do is what I do. You get? So
Yeah.
that type of relationship. When I have my events, my friends, they wear my volunteer t-shirt. They take care of me. They take care
Wow.
of my guests. Those are the type of relationships I have, and we built it over the years. So now,
Hmm.
if there are times when my friend will call and say, "My mom needs something. Can you help me go to this place, go to that place?" I do it because we serve each other. We've always had that type of
Yeah.
relationship. And then these are
Yeah.
people that I trust their work with God. And I know that the way they love my child, they would rather put themselves under than for anything to happen to her. So after you have all
Oh.
those boxes checked, I think you can happily leave your child with sensible people and get a breather. I mean, I don't do it all the time. This is like the first time.
Yeah.
This is like the first time that she's been away from me for more than one night, right? And so this was
Wow.
3 to 4 nights, and she was with my friends. So it was hard for me. There are times when I'll just be
Hmm.
swiping, looking at her videos and her pictures, and my husband will be like, "You need to take a break. You need to rest."
Yeah.
But
You need to rest.
yes, you need to actually rest. But I mean, it's something that I'm willing to explore again because they really took care of me.
Wow.
And now she just, if I
Wow.
want to go to Auntie Toby's house, I want to go to Auntie Toby's house. That was temporary, baby. This is the real deal.
Come back to reality.
Yes, this is the real deal. No ice cream by 8 p.m.
Oh my god, I really love that. And I mean, like I said at the beginning, your book is broken down into spirit, soul, and body. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to touch spirit at all. You go and get the book to go and read it. We've spoken a bit
Which is
about the
my
soul.
favorite part about the book? Let me not even. Which was
Oh,
my
really? The
yes, which
spirit.
was my real motivation to write the book. The initial name of the
Oh,
book was How to Get Your Prayer Life Back After a Baby. That was all I was going to write about. And
wow.
I spoke to some friends and Pastor Lajo as well. And she's like, you know what? Let's make it holistic. Talk about everything,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that spirit
And I'm
part,
happy you did that.
I am as well. But that spirit part is still my favorite part of the book. I won't even lie because it
Oh,
was one of
you
my
see?
biggest struggles. So please get it.
Really? Yes, I agree. Even me too. If from pregnancy, even to I mean, all through postpartum, it was. So that's why I want people to go and get the book, because if you want to get your spirit life, doing. Like I tell someone, it's not enough for someone to tell you what to do. You need to take steps to actually go and do and leave your
Mm,
comfort. If not, you won't see the results.
mm,
And so I want to talk a bit about body. And in terms
okay,
of body, I want us to focus on the woman's physical change,
okay.
accepting and embracing the fact that my boobs, I was reading when you're talking about your breast, and I was just laughing. Like, look at how we're just casually talking about our private parts, like it's nothing.
Well, I think I knew I had changed when one day I was in public and my daughter was crying and I just whipped out my breast and was breastfeeding her. And I'm like, me of 1 year ago, never.
Who
But
never.
now,
Oh
but
my
now they have a
god.
new meaning. They have a new meaning. They have a
Hmm.
new purpose.
Honestly, I agree with you. Right. So if as a woman, I mean my body is no longer the same. My tummy, my boobs, it doesn't even look like I own my body anymore. How do I snap back? How do I reclaim my body? Yes.
Okay, so I would say it the same way. First of all, accept that it's me. You, I heard somebody say something that the scars on Joshua's body, the scars on David's body, they are not from sickness, they are from battle. And
Hmm.
it's so important when you see that. Like, if a mighty warrior comes out with scars on his body, you don't look at it as, oh, he's dirty, oh, his body is not
Hmm.
smooth. We look at it as,
Hmm.
this person has been through war. This person should be honored.
Yeah.
That's what we look
Yeah.
at it. And it's the same thing for
Yeah.
motherhood. When I see somebody, this is me now. I wasn't like this before I became a mom. But as a mother, and that's why I feel like women should also be the ones who champion ideologies like this because nobody can understand it.
Hmm.
As a
Mm-hmm.
mother, when I see somebody's body,
Yeah.
how it has gone through changes, honor is the first thing that floods my mind. And how this person should be praised. This person should be
Exactly.
praised. And I think that society has not done us a good job by
Hmm.
downgrading what an ideal body should look like. You even see people, even mothers, like older women who say, what are you doing with
Yeah.
your stomach that is big? What do you mean, what am I doing with my stomach? I
Honestly.
carried a whole baby. And you
Exactly.
carry
I think
same
that,
too.
sorry to cut you. I remember, I think less than 3 months postpartum, someone was asking me, so what's my plan for weight loss?
My dear, on the day I gave birth, somebody came to visit me and told me, why do you still look pregnant? I had just pushed
Uh
out baby 3 hours ago. Do you understand?
My
Do you
God.
understand? 3 days postpartum, somebody was calling me Fatty Bombo. Somebody that I
Eh?
honored, I revered, a woman. So those things can get to your mind. And so that's the second thing I'm going to say. After you have accepted that this is honorable, the next thing I'm going to say is build a shield. Build a shield because
Hmm.
your motivation for weight loss, your motivation for having a good body cannot be that other people are going to look down on you or that people are going to
Yeah.
say things. It cannot be that other people did not accept your body. That cannot be your motivation for looking good because you
Yeah.
will never be good enough for everybody. At some point when you
Yeah.
lose weight, somebody will say you're losing too much weight. The same person that called me for table, now is complaining that my neck is too long. If I have not built a shield around my life and around my body, around my desires and my need for healthy living and my physical well-being, I'm going to be tossed
Yeah.
to and fro by what everybody's saying. So you need to
Yeah,
build a
correct.
shield. And then when you build a
Mm-hmm.
shield, define your reason. What's my reason for looking for wanting to lose weight? What's my reason for wanting to feel better? And make sure that it's the right kind of reasons. When it's the right kind of reasons, find out what you need to do to achieve your body goals and then go for it.
Yeah.
You want to look healthier.
Yeah.
You want to be ready maybe for you want to be ready for your next pregnancy so that you're not like starting from
Yeah.
level 4 because you already know what
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy does to you. Me, I know what pregnancy does to me. I added like 3 times my weight. Do you get?
Same here.
So I know by for I did not have any clothes. It was Toby, my friend, that she practically changed my wardrobe. She gave me like new clothes
Wow.
because I didn't have anything to wear when I started going out again. I didn't have anything to wear. I didn't have so she practically
Hmm.
did everything she could to make sure that I was properly clothed and all of that. But you need to define what you want and why you want it, and then go for it. See, there's
Yeah.
nothing that you cannot achieve
Yeah.
with the right reasons and with the right information. So go for it. If you feel like I want to become a size 6 or a size 8 or a size 10, go for it.
Yeah.
But again, I said in my book that have realistic goals because if you were a size 10 before you became pregnant and now your goal is to be a size 6, I don't know if you were not already a size 6 as a single babe when hormones were still in the accurate place, when everything was still
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you might want to start, know what you can eat, know what you can avoid, know what you cannot avoid,
Yeah.
and then pace yourself. Pace yourself. Pace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I remember for me, one of the things, well, because I've always been on the big side, so I've learned to have that shield. Because I grew up with the you are a robot, all of that. So I eventually had to learn to be self-confident in my size. But I think one thing, so whenever I looked at my tummy, I just felt like you said, this is a reminder that because I know what I went through. So this was just a reminder that wow, I really did have something great. Like I carried a child, and I had a son. Like no, so I agree to that. Looking at it, I think the only thing I struggled was just wardrobe. Transitioning from the big size in pregnancy. Now you are breastfeeding. Then now you are done breastfeeding. It was just the
It's a
wardrobe
real
change that
struggle.
was
It's a
that
real
was a
struggle. Your
problem.
wardrobe is probably going to change like 3 times. It's a big
Mhm,
struggle. It's
mhm,
a big struggle. And somebody
mhm.
said, somebody said something. If my shoe size changes, will I have a problem? Sure, I'll just go and buy new shoes. Why am I having a problem changing
Hmm.
my clothes?
Hmm.
Okay.
I like that perspective.
I have to tell myself, see, like if I'm bigger, I will change my clothes. Do you know that I was already even saving size 10 and size 12 clothes on Instagram because I did not really mind. I was a 16 when I was like 9 months pregnant. So I was just like, if I
Wow.
lose weight, maybe 12, 10. But I mean, in my book, people will understand why I'm back to my size 10. It was not intentional.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
but like I said, I was already open to the fact that if things change, I will change. Do you understand? Because
Yeah, you
now
change.
sometimes
I
I'm
agree.
sometimes I'm taking a picture, a group picture, and they're like, Joyce, your stomach is outside. I'm like, hey, God, let the stomach be outside. Do you know what the stomach has done?
Oh
Like they're
my
like, stop
gosh,
touching
I
your
love
stomach. Like,
that.
why? I should be uncomfortable. I should hold my breath because it does not make any
Really, I
sense to
love
me.
that. Yes. Yes, yes,
Really,
yes.
it
And I
doesn't
I
make
think
any
the
sense
other
to me.
part about the body I want to talk about is breastfeeding, right? If you can just talk, because breastfeeding too is, in fact, I think I have videos where I talked only on breastfeeding because I know breastfeeding is also a big deal. So maybe there's a mom who is trying to settle into that breastfeeding part. Maybe you have something to tell her. Yeah.
Hmm. So breastfeeding is different for different people. So some people it's very easy, their milk comes in easy, but some other people their milk does not come in as easy and as fast as other people. The first thing I'm going to say, especially for women who their milk does not come in as easy, is don't feel like there's something wrong with you if you have to give your child formula.
Yeah.
You can give your child formula. What matters is a healthy baby. I know some people who know, let's make sure that the milk comes out, your family members, your husband, maybe. Some people would rather give the child glucose water than give the child formula. And I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. You will mix glucose and water or give the child water and salt but you will not
Wow.
give
I'm just
the
hearing this. So,
child. and you will not give the child formula. There's
Wow.
formula that is even what's it called, formulated to close to breast milk. You get the best formula your
Mm.
money can afford. But don't put pressure
Yeah.
on yourself because your child has to
Yeah.
be exclusively breastfed. With time, it will shock you that as the days goes on, your milk would even come more and more. But even if throughout your feeding period you have to mix both breast milk and formula, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Give yourself a break.
Yeah.
It's okay. Your child will be happy. I don't even remember what
Yeah.
breast milk tasted like, and I breastfed exclusively. I mean, no, I did not. My mother said I did not. But I don't remember whether I was, and I'm intelligent to see I'm smart. I don't remember. I don't remember how breast milk tastes like or how formula tastes like. In the grand scheme of things, I want to even ask the mother that is stressing herself, do you remember what breast milk tastes like? Do you?
Honestly.
And many times, I mean, my own mother-in-law also said that her children did not exclusively breastfeed. And they're some of the most intelligent people that I know. So, my dear, don't I know that exclusive breastfeeding is the best for your baby. I agree that it's the best for you. But do what you can.
Yeah.
But don't put yourself under pressure. Your
Yeah.
baby is fine, your baby is hungry and the milk is not coming out. Please mix a bottle of formula and give that child so child can sleep and you can sleep. Because you also need the rest
Yeah.
and the mental rest for your milk to flow properly. So please
Yeah. Yeah.
give yourself all the rest that you can have. Give yourself all the rest that you can have. I
Yeah.
remember taking care of one of my friend's daughter when she had her baby. I also had my own 3 month old, and she had just had a baby, and there was nobody with her. So I carried myself and my 3 month old. I went to her house. I don't even know how I did
Wow.
that because I don't even know. I don't even know
Wow.
what was on my mind. But I went to her house and I gave her baby her first bath, and I took care of both of them at night. It was formula I gave those two girls so that they can sleep and I can sleep, and the mother of the child, the newborn mommy, can sleep until her mom and her mother-in-law came a few days later. Then me
Same.
and my daughter could go home. But like I said, her mother needed to sleep. Me too, I needed to
Yeah.
sleep. And I needed these two children to sleep. So I woke up, made formula for both of them, fed them both, put them to sleep. Do you understand?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
just don't bother too much about, oh, my child is
Mm-hmm.
breastfeeding. Yes, if your milk is coming out. And see, even the exclusive breastfeeding is hard work. So I
It
want to say
is.
something to the women who exclusively breastfeed. It's hard work. It's hard work. As much as I could, I did it too. And I remember the day I said, you know what, today we are winning this child. It was taking a toll on my mental health. I was
I
stressed.
agree.
It's
Yeah.
a lot. And I just want to encourage you that you're doing a good job keeping your baby alive, nourishing your child. You're doing a good job. For
Yeah.
the woman who is breastfeeding, in her first few days of breastfeeding, and your nipples are paining you, maybe it's even bleeding.
Yeah.
I see you. We all were there.
Mm-hmm.
We all were
Mm-hmm.
there.
And
That
it will
thing in your
pass.
brain, it will pass. It will
It
pass. It will
will.
really pass.
It
But
will.
whenever my child starts breastfeeding, I will be screaming. The pain will
Hi.
hit my head, but it will pass.
Hi.
It will really
It
pass.
will pass.
Pass.
Yeah. I think when I weaned off my child, it made me realize how everything is just a phase. Because I mean, breastfeeding too was one of my struggles, adjusting to it, my clothing. You know, my daughter started rejecting bottle. I was on by force exclusive because she wasn't taking formula anymore. She wasn't taking bottle. I was the
Hey,
only one that could feed her. I
ah,
mean, I could barely go out for less than 2 hours. So when I fully weaned her off, I'm like, wait, that's it.
there was
Like,
space in your
you mean,
brain.
as in, you
You
mean
just
like
feel.
it's over?
I'm telling you, I cried on the
I'm
day
like,
on the period I was weaning my child. I cried because I felt like that phase was ending right before.
thank
But
you. And I feel
just
like
in
like you
my
said in your
brain,
book, it's really emotional.
it
I think
is,
it was more emotional than physical because
it
I
is.
couldn't be. I remember when, because I dropped my child off with my parents, and when I saw her, it felt weird. I was like, so what are we going
Felt
to
like
do
she did
now?
not need you. Felt like she was fine. She has moved on. And
Mm-hmm,
I feel like
mm-hmm.
that's an encouragement for the women who are not able to exclusively breastfeed. It's a period. It's a short
It's a
period,
period.
and they're
It's
going to
very
move on.
short. Yes, and
They're
thank
gonna
you
move
so much. I think we've said a lot of things to mothers already. So I'll just ask one final question. On, I mean, your book. What has been one of the, I don't know what to describe it. What feedback have you gotten from your book that you really love, has really blown you away? Just let us know.
I hear that the book triggers raw emotions that a lot of people actually cry, like it's relatable.
Really?
Yes, I hear that. I hear that it's like a warm hug. You feel like you're not alone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was trying to achieve. And that's what I try to achieve every day by telling raw, unfiltered stories. If you know me, I tell
Yeah.
raw, unfiltered stories because I'm just like, if
Yeah.
you don't say it the way it is, people are going to feel like they're. And I don't want that
Yeah.
lie. That's a lie. And that's even one of the
Yeah.
things that the devil uses, isolation, to, get through to people, to prey on people. And as much as it
Yeah.
depends on me, I want to make sure that people have unfiltered stories mainstream. Let's hear it the way it works. Let's hear the struggle the way
Yeah.
you're doing it. Let's hear
Yeah.
what you actually did to come out of it. And so
Yeah.
I tell, I hear a lot of people say it was like a big sister holding your hand through one of your difficult times. And that's what I try to achieve when I put this book in the hands of many people, to say, you know what? Here is information that is at your doorstep. Here is vulnerability in a book. Like, here is
I agree.
vulnerability in a
I
book, and
agree.
it's in your hands. Open it anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like you're not
Mm-hmm.
alone. And that's like one of the major feedback I've been hearing. Even I have someone who read this book that had children many years ago. Her youngest child is a teenager. She just felt seen.
Wow.
But
Oh,
many people who talk about it as unfiltered and
this.
so she's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we need to get this book out there. She just kept screaming and shouting,
I
and
agree.
because these feelings, they're just in there. They're just in there. And you
Yeah.
just feel like, I remember when I became a mom, I used to look at other moms that gone ahead of me, and I'm like, if she's doing it and she's not complaining, maybe I should not complain.
It's true because I'm like, why is nobody talking about it? Like, am I doing something wrong for speaking up? I agree with
Maybe I
you.
should not complain. Maybe it's just how life.
Eh,
But
hmm.
I've found out that it's easier when I talk, at least for me.
Yeah.
And so for as many
Yeah.
people who find it easier to talk to, welcome. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's how.
Thank you so much. I think that I agree to that. And like you said, you were so vulnerable, and thank you for, because it takes a lot of courage to say, you know what, I don't, because this book is unfiltered. I think yes, and I think that's one of the most, it's not a so do 10 things, you want to get your body back, number one, accept yourself. You literally were sharing your stories in
Mm-hmm,
every page. There was a
mm-hmm,
practical and a real life experience for
mm-hmm,
like everything you were talking about. So
mm-hmm.
it's I feel like hugging you. Thank you for this book. Thank you for, like writing it. Thank you for sharing your story. I still have that goal. As much as I can, buy 100 copies. I just go to the streets if possible. Take,
I'm
take,
telling you.
take. And like that's what I feel like doing with this book, right? So guys, I'll put our Instagram handle. You just go to the link in our page if you want to get this book. Wherever you are, I'm sure you can get this book. It's an amazing book. Buy it for the women around you. Buy it now. Don't say, "Hey, I'm not a mother yet." Buy it now. Buy
See,
it
buy it
whatever stage
now.
you are in.
I think
As
one of my
yeah,
biggest, I have a lot of single people that buy the book, and it's so important to me that they buy it. And
I agree.
to the moms, they always say, I wish I read this book before. And so to the
Yes,
people that are
yes.
reading the book, see, it's golden. This is the time
It
to read the book.
is.
This is
It
the time to read
is.
the book. This time to read
I
the book. I
agree.
remembered something when I was talking, when you asked me about something to say to new moms, and I just wanted to say it
Okay.
before
Yes,
we
please.
go. And it's not conventional advice, but something that I feel like God really laid on my heart to say it here. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Don't let people
Hmm.
silence you because they say, oh, you're a new mother. Let me tell you how it should be done.
Hmm.
Don't ignore
Hmm.
that gut feeling. You're the best mom for you.
Hmm.
If you're not comfortable with
Hmm.
it, tell them to give you a moment. Go and read about it.
Yeah.
Ask questions to people that ask questions from people that you trust. People that have gone ahead of you that
Yeah.
you trust. Ask them, oh, did this work for you? Oh, they say I should do this. Does this work for you? How did you handle this time? Before you now say, okay, I'm comfortable with it. Don't be afraid to defend your child, especially if the thing
Yeah.
that they want you to do might hurt your child. Remember that your child cannot talk, they can only cry,
Yeah.
and you are their voice.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to speak
Hmm.
up for your child. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. If you're not comfortable with anything that maybe somebody so just don't let them bobo you and say, oh, I've had 5 children or I've been a nurse all my life. Just calm down. Tell them to, no problem, I hear you. Give me a moment. Let me just be sure that I'm doing the best possible thing for my child. And this is one of the things that would deliver you from mom guilt. I talk about it a lot in
Yeah.
the book. But just make sure that you're doing the best possible thing with the best possible information that you have and then move forward. And even if later, if at all later you still feel like you didn't make the best possible decision at that time, still move forward. still move forward and make sure that you're
Mm-hmm.
giving your child the best possible thing as time goes on, the
Mm-hmm.
journey of your motherhood. So I think I just wanted to say that don't be afraid to say, I know I'm a first time mom. I know that this is my first child. I'm not really comfortable
Yeah.
about this. Give me a moment. Let me see.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to
Hmm.
speak up for yourself, child.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I think that's really important. So, guys, that's the end of the video. I mean, if you watch this video and you still don't buy this book, and you still don't even plan to buy this book, then I'm
We
sorry.
can't
Like,
help you.
Esme, thank you, because we're trying to help you now. You don't want help. What do you want us to
Yeah.
do? Like how much is this book and the knowledge and value you are going to get? I assure you.
By the
And it's not that
way.
once you buy once, you can read it any day, anytime, 5, 10, 20 times. So
Yes.
it's please don't. It's not enough to buy food, buy clothes, buy things that will help your life. As
Buy
you're
baby
buying
things and
the
buy
baby
stamper.
things, as you're budgeting, put this book as your budget. I just got beg you. And remember to subscribe, like, share, drop a comment, share this video. Let it just send it to all your mom groups. I've heard something, no, I found something, no. Just be sharing it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.